Hello, so this is a little tutorial on our three-shot match action project. So the first thing I'm going to do is create a new library event and project and label it three-shot match act or three-shot video and my name on it. And then new event, same name. And lastly, the new project, which is your timeline. Okay, and then I'm going to upload my footage. So I'm going to hold down the shift key, select my first shot, and then my last shot, and it'll take all three in a row. Okay, so my first step is going to drag and drop my shots onto the timeline. Just click it once, it'll select the entire clip. Okay, and here is where you want to try to trim the shot and match your action. So I was doing this by myself, so I hit record. So I have a lot of dead space that I want to cut out in the beginning here. So I'm going to bring my cursor to the part where I want to start the video, which is going to be me walking towards the camera. I'll start it right there. So I'm going to bring my cursor down. I'm going to tap the letter B to give me the blade or the scissors tool, and then cut right on that line. Go back to A, gives me the arrow. And now I can select that part that I want to delete and just hit delete. I want to also, at this point, cut out all the background noise that I had in my video. So I'm going to go down here to the volume bar and click it and drag my background audio down. So now I don't have any audio in my shot. So my video is going to start here. I'm walking towards the table and I unscrew the cap to the water bottle, take a drink, put it back, and leave. So I'm going to cut that right there. But the first thing I want to do, I'm going to take out this little part there. Okay, so that's like really my full shot. My second shot, which is the medium shot, I'm going to try to match my action right where I grab the top of the bottle. So right as my fingers hit it right there. So that's where I'm going to put my next cut. So I'm going to cut it right there. Go back to A. And here's my second shot, and I want to try to match that whole action. So I'm going to wait till my hand reaches to the top to twist it, probably right about there. And then I'm going to cut it and delete this section, and then delete this section. And I should have this matched pretty well. So I'll use the arrows to go back and forth. You can see my hand is just reaching onto the top of the bottle, and it's just reaching to the top of the bottle there. And I'll bring this cursor back to make sure it actually is a good match. And it almost looks like you cannot even tell that it's two shots. Okay, if I want to even go a finer tuning of the edit, I'll expand the zoom so I can have a bigger view. And maybe I'll just trim it just a little bit more here. And see how there's, it's like just almost right there. So it's like basically a little bit of a frame that I'm going to bring this back a little bit. And see if that looks a little bit, yes. Okay, now I think that that's a perfect match. Okay, and now I'm going to go to my next shot, which is my third shot. So I have my long shot here, my medium shot here, and now I think I'll take, this is my close-up shot, and I'll let it twist off just as I take it off the cap. I'm going to cut it right there. So I'm going to go back to A. I'm going to delete this section. I don't want that. And now I'm going to try to line it up where I take the cap off on this one. So maybe I'm going to use the arrows to just go back frame by frame. Okay, so I have to go back. That was when I put the cap back on, so. Right there. So now I'm going to clip that right there. Delete this, and we'll see if right about there. I'm going to cut that, and you'll see that I'm only cutting a very small fraction of an amount out. But now if I use my arrow keys to go back and forth, I can see like there. So now I'll bring this all the way back and we'll watch this clip. And it looked pretty seamless to me. And that is continuity editing. Bring this back just one more frame. So you can see there in the 2x2 shot, side by side, that it is. I think I've got it lined up perfectly. And now comes out of the shot, I bring it back, close it, and I'm going to cut this, and that'll be the end of my full video. So now to see it all together, so there's my one match action from this shot to this shot, and this is my first match action from this shot to this shot. So my hands are in the same spot, and the bottle is in the same spot. Okay, last thing I'm going to do is add a title and a credit. So here's my title, build in and out. Just going to drag this to the beginning of my timeline, drop it there, bring the cursor over, and I'm going to label this 3-shot match action, and subtitle okay, and I'll drag one to the end, and this is where you would put edited by you, and then you could put starring your actor, whoever that is. Okay. The other thing you're going to do for this project is add some sound effects. So to find the sound effects, it's up here where the little music note is, and then click sound effects. And it might take a minute, but it should cycle so that you can see any of the selections. Okay. If you go up here, you can choose stingers. Jingles are full music riffs, some machines. So I'm looking for something that, let's see, maybe something in the machine. It's really not gonna, I guess just a textures. Let's see what's on dramatic. Well, we could add, I suppose, dramatic sound effects, make it more of a funny video. So I'll add a little sound effect there, but you might find something that makes a little more sense. And then maybe here, I'm going to shorten this up. And maybe some kind of like squeaking noise. I'm not sure if there's anything. I'll go back up here, click effects, type in squeak, door squeak, let's see, metal squeak, wood squeak. Well, it'll be funny, so I'll just throw that in there. Truck horn. All right, we'll throw that down there. Maybe, I don't know, maybe there's some kind of waterfall. Check if there's anything water in the lake. What's it? Well, it's water anyway, so we'll throw that in there. And this is what my full video looks like. If your audio goes past the end of your video, you can do two things. You can cut it. So I can go right over here, tap B. I can cut it there, tap A, hit the part I want to delete, and just hit delete. And then the last special touch to this would be kind of fading out your audio. If you get the little sideways arrows, click that, drag it over, you can see where it's going to start to fade. And now I'll go back to show the whole video. And it's a short video. This whole video is only 21 seconds. When you're all done, you can go back to the library, click File. Oh, if it doesn't say File, Share, double click your project again, and then click File, Share, Apple 720. And then Next. And make sure it stays in Movies. Click Save. You can go back up here to the circle, and that will give you the percentage bar. Once it gets up to 100%, you're all done, and you can go into your Google Drive and then upload it from there. I'm going to close this and show you in my Google Drive how to get it. Okay, so when your video is finished from Final Cut, you want to go to your Google Drive, click New, File Upload, scroll this down to Movies, click Movies, find your video, highlight it, and then click Open. And that will upload it to your Google Drive. Then you should see a check mark here, and when it's finished, you're all set to turn it in from Google Drive to Classroom.